All right, good afternoon. Welcome to the Senate Committee on Revenue and Economic Development. Will the secretary please call the roll? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not even paying attention. Okay.
Senator Buck. Here. Senator Dunyate. Here. Senator Severs-Ganser. Here. Senator Spearman. And Chair Neal.
Thank you. Mark Senator Spearman present as she arrives. Okay, so we have a quorum. I would like to welcome the audience members here in Carson City and in Las Vegas, those who are watching over the internet. If you have not done so already, please mute your electronic devices. We only have one bill today, and that is SB 29, and we will call the Department of Taxation to the table so they can present a bill on overpayments.
Good afternoon, Chair Neal and committee members. My name is Shelley Hughes, Executive Director for the Nevada Department of Taxation, and with me today is Chief Deputy Navarez Goodson and Deputy Director Jennifer Roebuck. We are here to present SB 29. The department views SB 29 as a housekeeping measure. Currently, NRS 360-2935 requires the department to pay interest to a taxpayer on any refund requested by the taxpayer on an overpayment of taxes. Certain tax types, such as sales tax and live entertainment tax, are taxes that have been collected by the taxpayer from their customer and then remitted to the department. To be clear, the taxpayer for sales tax purposes is often referred to as the retailer, and the taxpayer for live entertainment tax purposes is often referred to as the owner or operator of this facility where the activity takes place. So with these tax types, we often refer to these circumstances as taxes that are collected from the customer and held by trust by the taxpayer. In other words, the sales tax and live entertainment tax is imposed on the taxpayer, but the taxpayer collects the tax from the customer and then remits the tax to the department. If a refund is due for the overcollection, provisions in NRS and NAC chapters 372 and 368A require the taxpayer that the taxpayer refund the taxes that were overcollected to its customer prior to the department issuing a refund to the taxpayer. However, these statutes do not require that the taxpayer refund any interest to the customer. As a result, if the department refunds the interest associated with the overcollection to the taxpayer, this results in a windfall to the taxpayer as the payment of overcollected tax was not made by the taxpayer's funds. In summary, this revision is intended to eliminate the refunding of interest to the inappropriate party. I will quickly summarize each section of the bill. Section 1 amends NRS 360-2935 to provide that no interest is allowed on any tax which was overcollected by the taxpayer and which the taxpayer is required to refund the tax to the person from which it was collected. Section 2 amends NRS 360-2937 to exclude subsection 1 of NRS 360-2935 for the requirement that interest must be paid upon an overpayment of tax in various chapters of the NRS. In other words, interest will still be paid on the overpayment of tax for the tax types found in those chapters, but the tax is paid because the tax is paid by the taxpayer and not collected and remitted on behalf of someone else. But it will exclude any tax types in which the taxpayer collects and remits the tax on behalf of someone else. Section 3 amends NRS 368A 270 to exclude any other specific statute from the requirement to pay interest on any overpayment imposed by NRS 368-140. This will exclude the refund of interest on any overcollection and subsequent refund of the live entertainment tax. Section 4 provides that the amendatory provisions of this act apply to any refund of any overpayment of taxes issued by the department on or after July 1st, 2023, regardless of the period from which the tax was paid or the date on which the claim for refund was submitted to the department. And Section 5 indicates that the act will become effective on July 1st, 2023. So that concludes our presentation, and we are available to answer any questions.
Thank you for that. Chairs, any questions? So I have one. It'll be quick. How many overpayments actually happen in regards to like an LET transaction?
Shelley Hughes for the record. In a lot of instances, it's not really an overpayment, but an event gets canceled. So we saw a lot of these refund requests during COVID, and the event would get canceled. And so then the owner, the operator of the event had to come to us, request a refund. They had to prove to us that the amount of the ticket, as well as the tax, was refunded to the customer before we could issue that refund. So in those situations, if interest is requested, we would either deny or allow interest.
Thank you for that. Quick follow-up. Did any of the, do you track to make sure that the companies probably gave that refund?
Shelley Hughes for the record. Yes, our audit section does track to make sure.
Okay, thank you for that. Senator Ganser?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I appreciate you being here today. So basically, if it's a pass-through tax, you're not going to refund anything that is collected by some sort of vendor, collected from an individual to a vendor and then sent to you, because there's basically not a way for them probably to pay that money back. So in a case when it's a pass-through tax, then there would be no interest or penalties that are refunded to that taxpayer in this case. Okay.
Shelley Hughes for the record. That is correct.
And then, again, examples of what the pass-through type taxes are, so.
Sales and
Shelley
Hughes for the record.
yeah.
Sales and use tax and live entertainment tax are our two main pass-through taxes.
Thank you. Are there any other ones? Because the NRS is listed, right? But I have to go back and check if you have all the sections.
Shelley Hughes for the record, I believe those are the only two pass-through taxes that are included in this bill.
Okay.
The rest of the chapters are listed out there, the tax types we collect in Section 2, and those still will have interest available.
So sort of an unusual tax that I don't know that individuals know that they pay is the insurance premium tax, which is, I think, the fourth highest income source that we have. So what happens if the insurance premium, if there's a refund on any tax because maybe the premium was changed or something was altered?
Shelley Hughes for the record, I may ask Jennifer to jump in here, but the insurance premium tax is paid quarterly, and then at the end of the year, they do, I don't know if it's the term, but reconciliation. And so then they'll get a refund at that point of any credits maybe they haven't taken throughout the year. And I'm not positive, but I do not believe, and yeah, I don't believe it's considered a pass-through tax. And I could probably look at here, 680B is included.
So thank you. So I know when you get your insurance bill, you actually don't see it, but there is a note, and I don't know, I saw it happen to notice this time because I knew that we had insurance premium tax and it wasn't necessarily disclosed on your bill, but I did see this on my last bill that I got, that it says your premium includes insurance premium tax that's being paid. So, and again, it's a large tax and it's not disclosed as being separate, but it is a percentage of whatever a premium is. Thank you. So just something for consideration.
Thank you.
No, I thank you for that, Senator Ganser. That's a really good question because it made me think about, have I ever gotten a refund from my insurance company? Like, because you could get it dropped during the middle of the year, and it doesn't follow a fiscal year, right? So literally, I've seen my bill drop because either, good driving or something, and then I've never received a check, though.
Madam Chair. Thank you. So, Madam Chair, I think it's like 3.8%, 3.85%, 3.89% of whatever your premiums are, and they do alter premiums during a period for which you're covered. So I just kind of popped into my head, because it's not unusual to get a bill that sort of updates whatever the premium is, and a lot of times it drops. So it's something to think about. Thanks.
Thank you for that. So I have a different question because, I like being in tax land. So on resale of tickets, so how does the refund mechanism work? Because, we had this conversation that brokers aren't necessarily in your statutes. So what happens if a broker sells the ticket, the event is canceled? What's the refund mechanism there?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Jennifer Roebuck, Deputy Director for the Department, for the record. May I ask the question, maybe rephrase that, you're asking how a live entertainment facility would request the refund? Is that?
Well, it would be the broker. Would the broker be the person? Because so there's many different ways that a ticket is sold. So if it's by a platform or it's by a broker who is selling a ticket to an event and then that event is canceled, I'm assuming the broker is the one who's coming to get the refund to then reimburse the person who's saying this event was canceled? Or is there an exemption for that broker because it's a different kind of transaction because it's a resale of a ticket?
Yeah. So Shelley Hughes for the record. The broker is not the reporting taxpayer, so it would have to be the owner or the operator that came to request the refund. So in that situation, if a broker is reselling the ticket, I'm assuming the broker could probably go to the individual it bought the ticket from and request a refund, and it gets convoluted.
Yeah, well, the broker's probably not doing that, so they're just out of the money because of who they purchased it from. Interesting. Okay, thank you. Any additional questions? Okay, no. All right, so then we will go ahead and open up for support of SB 29. So is there anyone in Carson City in support of SB 29? Is there anyone on the phone? BPS?
Thank you, Chair. The public line is open and working. However, there are no callers at this time.
Thank you for that. And I don't see anyone in Vegas, down south. Okay, so I will move to opposition. Is anyone here in opposition of SB 29? Is there anyone on the phone, BPS, in opposition of SB 29?
Thank you, Chair. The public line is open and working. However, there are no callers at this time.
Okay. Right. Is there anyone in neutral on SB 29 in Carson? Okay. In Vegas, I don't see anyone. BPS, is there anyone in neutral on the phone for SB 29?
Chair, the public line is open and working. However, there are no callers at this time.
I like how that is. Like this public, no one's on the phone. Okay. Thank you, Department of Taxation, for presenting it. This bill. I'm assuming you don't have any closing remarks. Okay. All right. So we will go ahead and close the hearing on SB 29, and we will open up for public comment. Is there anyone here for public comment in Carson? Is there anyone on the phone for public comment, BPS?
Chair, the public line is open and working. However, there are no callers at this time. I'm sorry.
No, it's, thank you, BPS. So we will go ahead and adjourn Senate Committee on Revenue and Economic Development.